Welcome back to my deep dive on the Happy Planner Wine and Spirits Journal. I'm finishing the breakdown of the pages and I'm going to jump into my disc collection so that I can reassemble the journal and place it right next to everything on my bar. I'm excited. Let's get into it. So what happens as you get to the very end of deconstructing a disc-bound notebook, once you get to the end, the discs start coming off very often. So already a few of my discs have come off. And so that is exactly what I want to happen. So let's see. You want to make sure at this point that you're not tearing things in ways that you don't want, because then you will damage the paper. All right, so this is completely deconstructed. So it's just paper and covers and discs. And that is what I really like, because as someone who likes to change it up throughout the year, I'm always able to reconfigure my notebooks, my planners, and my that's another thing. You have to be careful because you don't want the perforations to sort of begin rubbing up on each other. Let's move these discs aside. All right, just about there. And then you have the covers. Let's see. So these are the covers. You have, remember, the double-sided. You get to decide which side you want to use. And I'll think about it as I am selecting rings. So that's that is the cover set. These are the inserts. And then I have, my 4 dividers. I'm previewing what I don't want to show you yet. Because, of course, we have to fill out a couple so you can see them. All right, so those are the dividers. All right, so let's talk about rings. I've learned so much since January 2022. 3 years later, I have accrued quite a collection of rings. Let me move this aside. So a lot of disc-bound planners are huge aficionados of washi tape. I am not a washi girl, and I posted this on Blue Sky, and folks were trying to convince me about, or they were just sharing, as we do on social media, everyone does, about the beauty of washi. This is all the washi I have 3 years into my journey as a disc-bound planning person and journaler. So as a disc-bound planner, those are all my discs. But this is all I have. I know, it's really sad. So this is Wrong Pet Tape, which is a kind of washi tape that has individual stickers on them. And I use Wrong from time to time. I really like her stickers. Wrong DeVoe, highly recommended. You will see her in my spreads over time. And then I think this is mainly washi that I got either from Happy Planner or just online back when I was really doing a lot of Amazon shopping. I have since reconsidered that. I think some of these tapes come from Amazon. I'm not really a washi girl. I am willing to be convinced that washi is needed in my planning life, but the fact is I have so many stickers that I have accrued over 3 calendar years that the sticker books from various companies really take the place of washi for me. I also love scrapbook paper. You will see that as we start getting into my stack. And so washi is not something that I've really invested in. What I have invested in over time has been discs. So I have discs from, I am sure, 5 different companies. And today you'll get to see me choose what discs I will replace with. So I love switching up discs. It probably is because in my mind, I'm a student of planning with Bumble, and she is constantly switching up discs and covers. And you can see my early collection 3 years in. So I like and have, let me just sort of give you the tour, Levenger Circa discs, And I think I have some other discs here just because I do. I have a set that ooh, this is a good contender. When I first hit play on this video, I had no idea which disc I was going to put on this, but yeah, that's pretty. So we're going to lay that aside and decide. That is a Circa sort of marbled disc. It's 1 inch, which is about the same size. I think that this is, let me see if this is 1 inch. Nope, this is 1.5 inches. And then you can see that the Happy Planner medium or regular disc fit inside this like a glove. This is the disc that I took off the planner that it came with. And you can see I don't really use a lot of clear discs, so these are going to go into this storage container for another time. So this is a choice. Levenger, I picked up some discs on their Black Friday sales. So I'm going to just lay that one aside because I am feeling that a lot with the colors of that. I also do love Happy Planner discs. I like their classic size disc. So this is classic metal. It is green. I thought I was going to use this on my financial planner and I went with a different color scheme. So eventually I will use these teal discs. Teal is one of my favorite ways that I use green in spreads and in my home decor. So I think that's super pretty. You may remember me talking about the expander discs. Since I am in half letter and classic sizes, I have extras of those. So I love a tortoiseshell expander disc. I have that on both my work planner and financial planner. They are plastic, but it's good quality plastic. You hear it clinking. It feels like it's tortoiseshell glasses frames. It's really cool. And on my personal planner, I have creamy tortoiseshell, which also would have fit with the journal theme. So I'll leave that out just so you can see how it matches. I don't have enough of these to put on the journal. I have 2 different kinds of cloth and paper discs. So I have their 1.25 inch silver disc that, because so many of my notebooks are so big, again, being a maximalist, I'm probably going to have to gift this to a friend if I want to get any of my friends or maybe eventually viewers into these planning systems. You see, I also have silver expander discs from Happy Planner. I do like metals in addition to sort of marbled looks. I also have silver discs from Levenger. So 3 different companies of silver discs. This is 1.5 inch disc from Levenger, their Circa system. I have 1.25, so 1.25 disc from Cloth and Paper. And I have the expander metal disc, which I'm sure I got on sale from Happy Planner. So lots of silver, and when I'm ready to do more silver in my systems, I'll change it up. During the Black Friday sale, I did pick up the Cloth and Paper green marbled discs. So these are plastic discs, and I believe they're 1.25 inch. So you have that. I have Levenger gold 2 inch discs. I put these on my initial workhorse planner, and I did find, because I was stuffing that planner so much, this made the planner difficult to turn. So actually, if you're an overstuffer, using the Happy Planner expander discs, although these are smaller and can fit right inside the Levenger, if you can look, the groove for your pages to turn is deeper here than on the Circa Levenger discs, which are aluminum. This is not metal, this is plastic. This is just, again, something I picked up during sales. And then these are bone classic size discs, because again, I talked about how much I like marbling. Another option, these are other discs that I have gotten over time, mainly from taking apart journals. I think the only other company's discs that I have here are the Tool system. I think that is proprietary for one of the office supply companies. I do like Tool pens, and I did get a Tool, a couple of their notebooks. and I have just black discs if I ever want to do a smaller notebook. Multicolored, I think I took that off a budget planner, and then these are all plastic rings here. So without further ado, well, there's one more choice. I could go for rose gold, just a rose gold plastic, so I'll put that aside and you can watch me decide or decide with me. Let me know in the comments what kinds of dish you would put on your wine journal. So that is one of my vices, buying discs. Right now for 2025, I have enough. I am enough and I do enough. Remember that affirmation from my work planner? I am on disc timeout. Like, I need to just use what I have, even though I have about 7 planners and notebooks and that I'm using as journals. I don't need any more. So we'll lay that aside here, and then we will make some decisions about which I will use. So here is the cover. So again, learning from Gabrielle Union how to put back together a happy planner or any kind of disc-bound system. You have to kind of decide which way you want to turn the covers, or which side for the double-sided covers. I really like this pinstripe cover, but I don't know that this really seems very wine-like. I mean, and my home is Afro boho. It's really colorful. It's really well put together, if I do say so myself. I love decorating. This really fits the color scheme of the wine red, the burgundy. This fits the color scheme of my house better. So let's look and see which of the 3 discs work best for binding, and I think I already know. So I don't have enough to bind with my creamy tortoiseshell, which I have in my cream personal planner. So that gets eliminated. I think you can guess which of these 2 I am going with. As much as I love rose gold, I just think that the plastic version of the rose gold doesn't pop. And I love me a marble disc. Let me code stitch for a minute. I love a marble disc, and I think this adds interest to the planner. And if I ever decide that I am going to do something else for the cover, this will inspire my cover choice. So let's put this back together using the Levenger marble disc. I can tell you which one this is, just in case you ever decide this is something you want to do. This is the Modern Circa disc. It's 1.5 inch set of 11. I love that you get 11 discs. I've been wanting to also patronize Jane's Agenda's discs, but you only get 9 in a pack. And I always like having the extra disc just in case, but maybe that will change in 2026 since I am on disc ban or disc punishment. So this is how you put together a disc bound notebook. You take a disc and you first begin with the covers and you slot it like that. See how easy that is? Oh, that's gonna look so pretty once I'm done. And so we're gonna just slot. Gosh, this is pretty. It's a pink, it's a brown, it's gray. It's just really giving. And I'm looking forward to using this. See, I really like this. I do. One of the things I have to say about the Levenger disc is I don't know how cross-compatible Levenger discs are with other systems, because do you see how difficult that is to turn? This is really, really, really super pretty. My worry is that, you see, this is pretty difficult to turn. That's not true of all Levenger discs. For instance, I have copper discs. I think I have their copper 1.5 inches in my writing and research planner, but I just think this won't turn as well as I want, which is pretty disappointing. I think that Levenger discs work best for Levenger systems or for the way they punch their paper. So, and sadly, I think I'm going to have to go back with the other discs. Well, not sadly. I mean, the rose gold is pretty. So I'm going to have to save these marble discs for when I have a Levenger notebook that will work really well with these. But yeah, I really don't like the way that it turns. The groove in these is pretty shallow. So I love Levenger products. They are luxe. My one piece of feedback would be, and maybe they don't want the feedback because they want you to buy their notebooks. The one piece of feedback I would give is for them to provide a deeper groove on their discs, because yeah, like when you use their discs on other systems, particularly Happy Planner inserts, they don't want to turn. So yeah, that's not good. All right, so why don't we go back and rose gold it is. I really don't mind the rose gold. I do have a couple of metal rose gold left. You can hear the clink is different, but I'm pretty sure I'm using rose gold somewhere in my systems for archival purposes. So there's like, I wish I had enough where I could kind of, you know what, I could do like every other disc as the metal rose gold. Ah, look at that. All right, we're back in business, folks. All right. Yeah, the other rose golds, I believe, are definitely in either 22 or 23 archives. So this is another strategy you can use. You can do different color or different kinds of discs every other disc. I've definitely seen folks do that. Sometimes financial planner or just a regular planner doing silver and gold alternating is gorgeous. But since we have fewer of the metal discs, I will use the plastic disc here and then a metal disc here, and see how that pops. It's gonna be, so we have just like, it's not turtles all the way down, it's rose gold all the way down. So yeah, and already I'm just seeing how this just flows, it floats. Happy Planner disc, again, some people do not like the hearts because they feel the hearts are not professional, and this former 5th grade teacher says, no, hearts, we need more hearts in today's world in 2025. Nothing wrong with having hearts. You know, and so, yeah, I'm loving that. You know, I love a good marble effect, and also this is going to really be a nice journal that I'm going to want to grab while with family, with friends, or just sipping a glass of red wine along with dinner after work. All right, so this is the cover of the notebook. So see, I like that better than the clear. I think Happy Planner knows that we like that better than the clear. And the rest will be pretty straightforward to put together. So I am going to use these in order. So this will be my wine. This will be my wine divider. This will be the salute will be my beer divider. So let's see, let me show you. This happy hour divider will be my wine divider. Then underneath I will have the beer divider. That just seems very beer-like. Then I will use the spirits divider. That seems more like it's a bubbly divider, so that's okay. I kind of want them in the order. And then this seems more like cocktail, and this is spirit. Okay, it's out of order, but it'll look fine when I put them in. And I can always switch it up if it irritates me. See what I'm doing? This is for wine, this is for beer. This just seems so spirit compared to this, which seems more cocktail and fun. So I'm going to put in this divider last. Let's see. Can I do that? Let me see what I'm not doing correctly. So you can't see why. So one of the dividers was up. So this will be my divider order. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the labels once it's done, but for now, I'm just going to go ahead and start putting stuff back together. Are you the kind of person that enjoys sipping? Let me know in the comments. Are you someone who is recently into wine, spirits, beer? cocktails, mocktails, or are you someone who does not drink at all? I'm thinking if you don't drink at all, there's ways in which you could repurpose this. Ooh, you get lots of pages. So now you have, by the way, 20 of these wine and spirit pages, and you can put them right behind what will be the wine divider. So you have 40 different lines that you can log with this book. So, but just as with coffee, tea, you could also add other sections for coffee, tea, for juicing. If you were doing juices and smoothies, you could make your own dividers quite easily. Happy Planner classic size templates are all over the web, so it's very easy to find them. And then you have, this is the wine. Yeah. What you want to do is I wouldn't put 20 pages in, shove 20 pages in at a time. You gather up some, and after a while of using discount, you learn how many it can take at once without getting clogged up. And these pages turn like a dream on Happy Planner discs. I'm very glad I am in a line of work and in a situation in my life and profession where I'm not going to be made fun of because I have hearts in the middle of my notebooks. But if you are in that situation, there are so many different disc companies where you can have your disc. I did like the cloth and paper discs. I wish that they would have a bigger size, and currently they don't really have sizes that are ginormous. So let's see, this is the brew. Let's see, ooh, lots and lots of pages. So again, got a big chunk here of pages for the brew section. Then you can put in the brew. Not as much of a beer person. I drank beer more in my 20s. I didn't always love it. Beer was like the thing when we were young at home. You could, as a joke, like they will let you sip a tiny little beer. I don't agree with giving beer to kids or teenagers, and I also know that I'm getting older and it was much a different time. So I don't think I was abused. I just think that my people who had a very different attitude toward alcohol were Southerners and country. My people who had a very different view toward alcohol were from the country, and these were places without the kind of health care that we enjoy in a lot of Western countries and in cities. Like, we know about rural healthcare access, and so I probably will cut this whole section out because it's not very, I think it's controversial. I don't want to get in trouble just as I'm starting. Okay, so the next section is the section for liquors and spirits. So I'm going to put that in. I'm really quite pleased with this. I thought I was going to have to make my own inserts and get into e-commerce, which just seems like it's a whole jungle. I need to learn how to film YouTube videos, shorts, and cross-post them on TikTok and IG. That is a tall enough order for 2025 for me, and if I can get that done, I will be quite happy. I'm really loving the effect of these rings on camera. You have kind of a matte one and a shiny one alternating. Although in person, the plastic discs that seem matte on camera, they are not quite shiny in real life. So very, very pleased with what I ended up having to do. All right, so, and then finally we have the cocktail section. And then we can add those pages. Again, a nice substantial chunk. And we get to add those in. It's really quite satisfying doing this, by the way. I get a hard situation in email, or I'm trying to figure out what to do about a controversy, and I can just do some paper stuff, some journaling, and turn away from real life for an hour or two and just think about how I am memory keeping over time, and that I'm actually slowing down mindfully and not letting my life go by quickly. So this is my completed journal. I really did end up putting it back together the way that it was, and I'm very much satisfied. That's all for now. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey toward peace and productivity. Don't forget to like and subscribe, tell a neighbor and a friend, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.